Welcome to this Iowa Intermediary Network session on women in trades. We're so happy to have our partners with us that help provide this great video on this really important topic. So, Melissa, do you want to go ahead and introduce yourself and tell everyone a little bit about your background?
So my name is Melissa Cox, and I work for the Home Builders Association of Greater Des Moines, and also am on the board for Iowa Skilled Trades. And a little bit about my background is, so I have a passion to help young people, especially young women, to get into the trades. So I work with one of our councils, the Professional Women in Building Council, to help educate and mentor young people, again, especially young women who may want to come into or find more information out about the trades.
Fantastic. Brandon, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, my name is Brandon Anderson. I am workforce for the Home Builders Association of Greater Des Moines, also on the board of Iowa Skilled Trades. And kind of grew up with the trades background. My family owned a plumbing, heating, cooling, kind of everything business as far as the skilled trades go in rural Iowa, and kind of always been around the industry and have a passion, like Melissa, to kind of get that next generation out and show them kind of what our industry is all about, and show them that there's definitely more than one career pathway here. Just because you work for a plumbing company doesn't mean you have to be a plumber, right? You could be working on more of like the admin side, or a CFO or a CMO, or you could be a BIM mapper where you're working on a computer and doing design. So really just trying to showcase and feature those types of careers and show them that there's more to trades than what they probably think.
That's a great point. Just because you start at one place doesn't mean that's where you end your career, right? There's lots of different pathways you can take within the trades. Melissa, tell us why this is an important topic to you to get students, and particularly women, interested in trades.
I really feel that this is an untapped market, and with it being such a male-dominated industry, I think in the past history, women just don't feel it's something that they can do or should do. They're not taught to do this. And so I feel that the schools now are empowering young women to do whatever they want. They can do whatever a man can do. They may not be able to do it. May not be as strong or have the same skill, but they can do the job. I always say women work smarter, not harder. And I feel more job sites need women that can help them to work smarter and not harder.
Brandon, what do you hear from employers who have women on their workforce, and how they contribute to the business?
Yeah, I think kind of like what Melissa said too. It's good to have a diverse point of view and different perspectives on the job site. When it comes to doing some of the self-performing work, actually like performing the trade or the craft, we hear between Melissa and myself, and I'm sure others, is that maybe their attention to detail and their fine motor skills are a little bit better than what a male's would be. So like welding or even like trim carpentry, just way more attention to detail sometimes than you see in a lot of the guys performing those same jobs.
Are there special things, Brandon, employers are doing to attract employees overall right now, and particularly women to their companies?
Well, because of the tight job market right now, and the low participation rate, stuff like that, I mean, people really are incentivizing not just women, anybody to join their job, their career, their pathway, or the companies. So bonuses, incentives, maybe benefit packages, things like that are being offered. As far as women go, I haven't seen anything. Maybe Melissa has that is a little bit different, but because of such a tight market, I think maybe what you are seeing is that it is open up to more women and maybe more diverse crowds than it was before, and maybe they're marketing different than they were before to attract those people than they were before. So really, it's more like on the marketing, the hiring side than it actually is, maybe some differences in the job or something like that.
Melissa, what should a young lady or anyone viewing this session from the Iowa Intermediary Network, what should their next steps be if they want to pursue a career in the trades?
I think they need to ask questions. Talk to their counselors, talk to their teachers. There's different organizations they can reach out with. Of course, I would love for them to reach out to Professional Women in Building. We do have a mentoring program, so we have women that will mentor them through the stages of finding that career, going on a job site for the first time as being the only female. So they've been through it, so now they can help other young women to find their path. There's also National Association of Women in Construction. So there are so many different great organizations out there. So I would just do a little research and find out the information. And, we at the Home Builders Association, Iowa Skilled Trades, find those different events, Build My Future, those types of things that you can go to, and you can go to with a group of people so you don't feel that intimidation. Sometimes if 3 people go or 2 people go together, there's less intimidation in that. So I just think do a little research, find those organizations where you can go and ask those questions, and then find a mentor and how they can help you find the right path for your future.
Those are some great tips. And we want to remind everyone that they can always reach out to their Iowa Intermediary Regional Coordinator as well to find out what events are happening in the trades in their region, along with the great events that you all put on. So thank you both for your time. We appreciate you sharing this great information with us and putting together this great informational video about women in trades. So thank you all, and I hope you enjoy it.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Kate Ferris.
My name is Dawn Verzala.
Hi, my name is Lizzie Sanders.
I'm Holly Finch.
I'm Shanice Rover.
My name is Tamel Tolliver.
I'm Sophia Hudson.
My name is Priscilla Nava.
I'm Sydney Johnson. I am a project safety assistant for Turner Construction.
I'm a project engineer and I work for Pinecrest Electric.
I'm a field engineer for Turner Construction.
And I'm a third-year apprentice out of Local 22, which is the electrician union, and I work for Miller.
I'm an assistant superintendent and I work with Turner Construction.
I am a safety coordinator with Pinecrest Electric.
And I work as a VDC engineer for Turner Construction.
I am a safety professional out here on the job site and I work for Allied Construction.
I am an MEP QAQC engineer and I work for Turner Construction. Getting into safety gave me the opportunity to take a more proactive approach to assuring people's safety here on site. When I was a medic, I was more of that reactive position where I took care of them after an injury had already occurred. Being part of safety, I'm able to take care of them prior to that injury occurring.
I decided to be an electrician because I was a single mom and I had tried working in an office and I was basically working 2 jobs to try and survive to pay everything that needed to be paid for a baby. I didn't go to college right out of high school, and so I went back to school in my 40s and became an electrical engineer.
You do a lot of math and science in the engineering field, but you don't have to be the best at it. You don't even have to be that great at it. You just have to have that drive to want to understand how things work.
I wanted to learn a skill that I could use at work and also outside of work. I knew that the job came with good benefits, good pay, and it's just something that really drew my eye.
In architecture, my degree plan, I had to take some construction classes. I actually started enjoying it, enjoying my time there. So I eventually switched over and became a construction science, and now that's what I do.
Growing up, my dad worked residential construction, so I had been kind of familiar with things, but working with electricians is an entirely different realm. You know, I took the certs I could. I started out with my OSHA 30. I started to take online courses. I asked a lot of questions, lot of questions, and I made sure that anytime anybody was willing to talk, that I was ready to listen and just kind of soak up everything that I could.
I started working in the construction industry straight out of high school. I was 18 and I started off as a laborer. I worked my way up. I'm in college currently for construction management. I did some safety courses and now I'm in the safety field, but I'm still working my way up.
Okay, so VDC stands for Virtual Design Construction. So I work in the 3D model, which brings the 2D design into the 3D applications, and then we're able to see how all systems interact and see where the clashes will happen before they occur out in the field.
Honestly, I was really nervous to tell my dad that I had decided not to go into law school and get a pre-law degree. I wanted to go into engineering. And when his face lit up when I told him was really confirming that, you know, you can do whatever you put your mind to, and you can do the things that you want to do. It's not really about what everybody else wants you to do.
So the biggest obstacle I've had to overcome with being an electrician and this is being a woman.
The hardest thing that I had to overcome being out in the construction field was probably doubting my own abilities.
I already realized going into it I had multiple obstacles I would have to overcome being a woman in STEM, and not only a woman but also an Asian, and then on top of that being 5 foot, because as weird as it sounds, subconsciously I do believe being shorter does put you at a disadvantage with other people when you're in a whole room with 6 foot males.
I think I was just really young, and not knowing anything and not being mechanically inclined right away was really tough for me, but I just worked really hard and learned everything I could.
What I want to project is that I'm sweet but stern. Sweet but stern. I'm very nice to them, but when I need them to do something, they do it.
I take pride in my daily interactions with people, with getting to know people, with knowing them by name. I think it's all super important making that connection from day one of them on site, so they recognize that they're not just a worker on site, but they're important to someone like me.
With the trades, it doesn't matter what you are. It doesn't matter how old you are, doesn't anything. If you get in the apprenticeship, you all start out at the same wage. You work your way up to a journeyman salary. If you do all the schooling and you do your time, you get paid the same as a man.
Construction's a great career choice because it's great pay, you get to live a very active lifestyle, and it's very challenging. So if you like challenges, it's a good career for you.
I think you shouldn't let grades or numbers define who you are and compare yourself to other people. As long as it makes you happy and that's what you want, you go for it.
You may get in as a laborer, and that could lead to a foreman position, which could eventually lead to a superintendent position. I mean, there's always opportunities to switch between trades, and the upward mobility is near infinite.
My favorite part is just the interactions and being hands-on and solving anything that happens in the field.
So I would say the people are the best part about this job.
My favorite part of working in the construction industry is different challenges every day.
I actually love the people that I work with.
My favorite part about the industry is probably solving a problem.
My favorite part about the job would be the people.
My favorite thing about my job is that I am able to push myself every day and learn something new. Really, that's my favorite thing.
At first, I was very kind of kept to my own, but now I have the confidence to just go out there and say, how can I help you? What do you need? And once you have that reputation and that outlook of, oh, she wants to help us. She's not just here to, drop the hammer. So I think that's my favorite part about it, is that you can go out there and you're just like all of them. You're here to do a job. We're here to build a building, and we're all on the same team.
I think that women in the construction industry is definitely an overlooked asset.
I think it's very important for the women to be in the construction industry. It's always good to have that diverse community.
It's very important for women to be in the construction industry, I feel, because I don't think we should limit ourselves as to what industry we're in.
It's important for women to be in construction because they bring a new perspective.
I think it's important for women to be part of the construction industry because we deserve a seat at the table. It's a very necessary seat.
I think it's also important just to show other women that we definitely can do this. It's very doable, and it shouldn't not be an option.
I think it's super important for women not to be fearful of construction because it's not scary. The hardest part is getting over the fear of doing it.
The more women that become engineers and pursue a STEM major, that percentage will slowly increase over time. And you can be a part of that change.
I love being able to walk on site and to see things as they progress. Construction is a really cool field where you kind of get to see the labor of your love. You know, you put all this work into it, and then the next week you see steel beams being hoisted and you see concrete being poured, and so you kind of get to see that progression. It's really cool to see a building being built.
I used to hate being a morning person, now I love it. Wake up at 5:30 in the morning to be here at 7 and just watch everything being built from scratch. I get to tell people like, yeah, I built that.